Next we can see the Maxwell's equation for time varying field. So for time varying field we need to add that time varying conditions also. So the first equation that is coming from Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, the surface integral of d dot ds equal to q enclosed, which is equal to the volume integral of rho v dv. So the first equation in static field and time varying field, there is no change. So the integral form as well as point form are same. And the second equation also, Maxwell's second equation also, there is no change for static field as well as time varying field. The equation is surface integral of b dot ds equal to 0 in integral form and del dot b equal to 0 in point form. So you can see the derivation is same as that of previous case. So I am not repeating. And the Maxwell's third equation, there should be a change. So we need to consider the time varying condition. So in terms of field, a time varying magnetic field produces an electromotive force EMF which may establish a current in a suitable closed circuit. So that's the condition. A time varying magnetic field will produce an electric field. So you need to consider that time varying condition also. So according to Faraday's law, it states that the EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt. This negative sign means that will oppose the cause of this current flow. So that's why that negative sign, and that law is Lenz's law. So you just remember the EMF, Faraday's law states that the voltage or the EMF is equal to minus d phi by dt. If you have n turns, then we can represent this EMF as minus n into d phi by dt. Then we define the we can also define the EMF in terms of EMF equal to the line integral of E dot dl. So now you just recall that for static field, this EMF is 0. That means the line integral of E dot dl is 0. But for time varying condition, there should be EMF equal to the line integral of E dot dl. So we can write this EMF, we can equate this EMF line integral of E dot dl is equal to minus d by dt of phi. So we can equate with these two equations. The line integral of E dot dl equal to EMF is minus d phi by dt. Also we can say that the phi is the surface integral of b dot ds. So we can replace phi as the surface integral of b dot ds. So you will get EMF is equal to the line integral of E dot dl, which is equal to minus d phi by dt, which is equal to minus d by dt of phi is surface integral of b dot ds. Or we can say the line integral of E dot dl equal to minus d by dt of surface integral of b dot ds. Next we can see that this derivative and integration we can interchange. So our equation is EMF equal to line integral of E dot dl, then which is equal to minus surface integral of dou b by dou t dot ds. So this equation is known as the integral form of Maxwell's equation. Then to obtain the point form, we can this is the integral form of Maxwell's equation. Then to obtain the point form, we are applying the Stokes theorem. So according to Stokes theorem, the line integral of E dot dl is equal to the surface integral of del cross E ds. The line integral of a vector around a closed path is the surface integral of curl of that vector. So the surface integral of del cross E ds equal to minus of the surface integral of dou b by dou t dot ds. Then both sides are surface integral, so we can write del cross E equal to minus dou b by dou t. So this equation is called point form of the Maxwell's equation. Del cross E equal to minus dou b by dou t is the point form of Maxwell's equation. So that is the Maxwell's third equation. Next we can see what is Maxwell's fourth equation. So according to Ampere's law in static magnetic field, we can say that del cross H is equal to J. So that is for static magnetic field. But there is an inconsistency for this equation if you are considering this for time varying condition. So to show that, we can take the divergence of above equation. So that means del dot del cross H is equal to del dot J. We know that the divergence of curl of any vector is equal to 0. That means del dot J equal to 0. but according to this continuity equation, del dot J equal to minus dou by dou T of rho V for time varying condition. So it should not be 0 for time varying condition. For only static field, the continuity equation become 0. Otherwise, for time varying condition, the continuity equation says that del dot J equal to minus dou by dou T of rho V. So here we are considering the time varying condition. So this del dot J never be 0. So we can say that there is an inconsistency in Ampere's law. So to avoid that inconsistency, we are adding another term, a term that is called, here we are added a term G to this del cross H. So the new equation is del cross H is equal to J plus G. Next, our aim is to find what is G. For that, again we are applying the divergence. So that means del cross H is equal to del dot J plus del dot G, and del cross H is equal to 0, which is equal to del dot J plus del dot G. So from this del dot G, you will get it as minus of del dot J. According to continuity equation, del dot J is minus dou by dou T of rho V. So you will get del dot G as dou by dou T of rho V. Again, we can replace rho V as del dot E according to Maxwell's equation. So you will get del dot G equal to del dot dou D by dou T. So that G is called dou D by dou T. It is called displacement current density, or it is represented as JD. G is equal to JD equal to dou D by dou T. So the inconsistency in Ampere's law is replaced by a new term, that is the displacement current density, which is equal to dou D by dou T. So we can write the expression as del cross H is equal to J plus JD, which is equal to del cross H is equal to J plus dou D by dou T. So that is called Maxwell's equation in point form. Next, to find the Maxwell's equation in fourth equation in integral form, we can replace this. We are taking the surface integral of this equation. So the surface integral of del cross H ds equal to surface integral of J dot ds plus surface integral of dou D by dou T dot ds. So we can see that equation. So next we are applying the Stokes theorem. So according to Stokes theorem, the surface integral of curl of any vector is the line integral. So you will get line integral of h dot dl is equal to this surface integral of j dot ds plus this surface integral of dou D by dou T dot ds, where the surface integral of j dot ds is called as I itself. So you can write the line integral of h dot dl equal to I plus the surface integral of dou D by dou T dot ds. And this equation is called as Maxwell's equation, fourth equation in integral form. So these are the four set of equation that is used for time varying condition. So we can summarize the equation for time varying field. So differential form del dot D equal to rho V. So its integral form is surface integral of D dot ds equal to volume integral of rho V dV, that is obtained from Gauss law. Next is del dot B equal to 0, that is surface integral of B dot ds equal to 0, that is also obtained from Gauss law. So these two equations are same for static field as well as for time varying field. And the third and fourth equation only changing for static and time varying field. And for third equation, del cross E equal to 0 for static field, but here del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T in differential form or point form, and in integral form the line integral of E dot dl equal to minus dou by dou T of the surface integral of B dot ds, and that is obtained from Faraday's law. And the fourth equation, in case of static field, it is del cross H is equal to J, but here the equation is del cross H is equal to J plus dou D by dou T for time varying field, and its integral form representation is line integral of H dot dl equal to the surface integral of J plus dou D by dou T ds, or you can also write as I plus the surface integral of dou D by dou T ds, and is obtained from Ampere's circuit law. So these are the four set of equation that is used for static field as well as time varying field.